Hey lovelies, it's Heather. I was just going to make this real short video because I was trying to upload something on my Facebook and Facebook just wasn't cooperating. So this is easier. But basically, I'm just going to label this like what is love and what is hate. But what I was going to write is what was it? How did I say it? I think I said the worst thing. I don't know though. I don't think that's right. But anyways, I said something along that line of what is the worst thing in the world and what's the best thing in the world. Good and bad, and all this and everything. But anyways, I was like, what is the most, like, what is the worst thing in existence? Or what is the most damaging, I think is what I said. What is the most damaging thing in existence? And a lot of people will get on this kick of guns or military or, talking about war, and fighting and this and that and, all these weapons of mass destruction and stuff like that. But that's not the most damaging thing in the world. That's not the most damaging thing in existence. What is hate. Hate is the most damaging thing in existence. And so, what is the best thing in existence? That's what I wrote. What is the most healing thing in existence? That's how I worded it. I couldn't remember when I first started. But anyways, what's the most healing thing in existence? Okay, and a lot of people will be like, medicine, doctors, eating right even, or healthy, and shit like that and everything. Yes. But where does doing all that stuff come from? Same goes for weapons of mass destruction. Where do they come from? Where do they stem from? What feeling, if you would tie an emotion to them? And see, this is where everybody kind of gets blurry, where everybody kind of like pride, ego, pride for your country, for as far as the hate and stuff like that, or for your people. No. The most damaging thing in all of existence is hate. And the most healing thing in all of existence is love. And so, like, there's a lot of people that apparently didn't get that memo. And how they've missed that, and that is the most basic thing, it's beyond me. And then some might sit here, and watch this video and kind of be like, well, so what is that supposed to mean? Like they don't even go past with the idea of what that's supposed to mean. And so, I'm just going to get into originally kind of what happened, dealing with me trying to put that up as a Facebook post. So I'm sitting here playing a game on my phone, watching some TV. Then I decided to try to go to bed, but then I decided not to. And I have to show you this because I just looked over and it's precious. It's just precious. There's a dork. And look at her droopy lip. She's too damn happy. But anyways. So I was sitting here and I was like, let me get on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in a minute. So I log in. Or no, I was already logged in. That's right, because I never logged out last time. But anyways, I go there and I'm scrolling through and stuff. And this meme pops up. And it says Toy Story. It's set up like a comic. So it says Toy Story It's like 4 pictures. And then it says, I'll never leave you, and it shows this man holding like his toys, and then it shows in the hospital bed, and then it shows a skeleton in a coffin holding 2 toys. And as soon as I seen that, because my aunt came over with one of my little cousins just yesterday. Well, technically, now it's not yesterday. It would have been the day before because it's 5 a.m. But anyways, she just came over, and I have not seen this child since she was practically almost like 1. Well, she might have been 3. I don't think I've seen her at age 4 or 5 or... Anyways, it's been a few years since I've seen this little cousin of mine. And she has a new little sister that I've not seen, even though her sister's like 2. But anyways, so my aunt come over and brought the kids over. And while the kids were here, because of everybody in my family not giving a shit, and because my kid being taken from me and nobody giving a shit and everything, I was just going to stay in my bedroom. Well, my cat Tiger stays out on the back porch, but during the day I let him run around in the yard. And I forgot about him. So I had my dogs back shut in the bedroom with me. And I was like, oh shit, I need to go get Tiger, my other cat, and bring him in. That way he doesn't get out by their car. And I come out of my room, and the oldest of the children is in here by herself. And she says hi to me, and she knows my name, surprisingly, because I haven't seen her in forever. But then again, her aunt probably told her that they's coming to see us. Not her aunt, her grandmother, my aunt, shit. But anyways, so when I came through and I was going to get my cat, she's in here by herself. And she just comes straight back towards the hallway where I'm at. And she started to go back into my room, and I was like, no, my dogs is back there and they're big, they'll jump on you. And plus, I just don't want my dogs around anybody in my family to a degree other than my child, other than my own child. Not because I'm stingy or mad or anything like that, but it's just because of the negativity of my family. And if the dogs jump on them and scratch the kid or the person or whatever, then, they make it seem like my dog should be euthanized right on the spot, and it's like, no, they're a fucking dog. So anyways, they don't care to understand dogs. They're hypocrites, basically. They'll understand their own damn dog, but they won't understand somebody else in the families. But anyway, so my little cousin's back there. And she sees the middle bedroom and where it has some toys in it of my daughter's. And so she asked me to play with her. So I ended up playing with her. And she ended up climbing on me and jumping on me. And at one point in time, she pinched me. Because that's just the way her mama and her daddy and whoever's raised her. But she pinched me because she told me to help her empty out the toys out of a drawer. And I told her no. And that she was capable of getting whatever toys out of the drawer that she wanted herself. And she got mad and come over and pinched me. And then she jumped on me like 2 or 3 times. But she's a kid, so. And it's my family, so. Can't explain anything to anybody, I feel like. But anyways, this is all kind of besides the point, to a degree. But then again, not, because we're back there and we're playing with toys. Well, at one point in time, and it was after she pinched me and she jumped on me again, my aunt come back there, her grandmother, and was like, hey, stop being so rough and we're fixing to have to leave and stuff like that. And she come back and she's like, what are y'all doing or something? Anyway, she seen the toys. Well, my aunt, whenever I was with my husband, she had borrowed the truck that we typically borrowed to get around town. And we needed to come to a family function. It was dinner here at my grandmother's. And so my aunt offered, since she had the vehicle, the truck, to come and pick me and my husband up. So she had to come to me and my husband's apartment. And whenever she came to the apartment, she said, "God, y'all got a lot of stuff, don't you?" And I said, "No, because that's not a lot of stuff to me." And my aunt used to, and from what I've seen of her over the years, has just as much stuff as the rest of our family has always had, for as far as like stuff inside your home. Whether it's multiple different pieces of furniture, or belongings. Well, it wasn't long after that my grandmother told me that my aunt called me a hoarder behind my back. And my grandmother, when she told us this, she told me and my husband. And my husband just shrugged it off, because of course it's not going to bother him, it's not going to hurt his feelings. But it hurt my feelings really bad, because this was the first time I was out in my own place. I was really excited when my aunt came over. First time she'd ever been over. I never thought to kind of invite her, because I knew she was busy, because she's got a bunch of kids and she's got a bunch of family and they've got a bunch of issues from what she says, and she's busy with them all the time. So I never thought anything of it. Then my family has raised me to believe that they're nothing but a bunch of thieves. Truth be told, they have. And so, anyways, I was just like, after she came and picked us up, because it was about a week or two later that my grandmother told me and my husband that my aunt had called me a hoarder. But during that week or two before my grandmother told me that, I was sitting there thinking, wow, she came in, sat down, she treated me with respect, she treated me nice, she treated my husband nice, she acted like she liked it here. And I was thinking, hey, maybe I can finally start branching out with my family, and kind of getting close to them, basically, kind of getting to where we socialize. So that way, maybe in a few years, we can have an actual family reunion together, and I'll be the one putting it together, because I'm the one that wants to do it. Now watch somebody in my family watch this damn video and them decide to put a family reunion together and it all fall apart, or me not be invited, or some shit. Whew. And if they do, I'll make a video about it. But anyways, and I'll bitch about it, and I'll be mad about it. But anyways, so, that's what I was thinking until my grandmother told me that, that my aunt had called me a hoarder back behind my back. And I was just like, how do I even appear or seem like a hoarder? Like, I was like, yes, we have a lot of stuff, but holy shit, there's always been a lot of stuff, and it's not even like necessarily like a bunch of valuable stuff. It's just a bunch of things that people acquire throughout their life. And we were born and raised in the 80s and with 60s parents, and it's just the way of life and stuff. It's the norm. But anyway, so it hurt my feelings, and I was just like, well. So, like I said, I got on my Facebook and I was going to, scroll around and then write that post that I talked about, at the beginning about love and hate. But before that, I was scrolling through and I seen this Toy Story meme pop up, and it hit hard. It hit, and I was just like, holy shit. And I was like, that makes me feel like my aunt has went and gossiped somewhere, and been like, my God, Heather, why's Heather got toys? Heather shouldn't have toys. She don't have her kid no more. Because, like I said, my little cousin was over here playing with the toys. That was my kids originally. And it just made me feel like, a little bit of like, damn, can I not just go through and not even think about things that I wasn't even thinking about? Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, it was no thought in my head. I'm just sitting there scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, I'm reading all these quotes and stuff and these other people's posts, and I'm just hitting the like button, and I'm just like, oh, and that's nice, and I like that, and that's cool, and this is neat, and, and all this and everything. And then that thing just pops up, and I read it, and I'm just like, my aunt, and then I'm like, no, Heather, and then I'm like, Facebook, and then I'm like, never fails, because it doesn't, because Facebook never fails to disappoint, whether it's bringing you up or bringing you down or giving you, Facebook gives you every emotion it possibly can. That's how it feeds off of us like we're fucking livestock or something. You stay on Facebook long enough, I would say if you stay on Facebook 5 hours straight, you will end up laughing, you will end up crying, you will end up feeling depressed, you will end up happy, and you will end up, like, I don't know, just melancholy as shit, basically, or something. I don't know, but Facebook just... And other things are probably like that too, for as far as Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't get on mine like I created them and they're just sitting there, basically. YouTube is the only thing that I get on every day. Or even regularly. And there's even been times where YouTube, I'm like, God, why do I keep getting this recommended feed and stuff? And so I've just learned to keep going and deleting my search history and stuff like that. So that way I can type in, like, it's like I'm building my own, kind of, box of what I want to be in for as far as when I go to YouTube. So say I only want to see cute puppy videos, for this week or the next 2 weeks, then I'll go and delete all my history or my searches, and I'll look at 3 cute puppy videos from 3 completely different, YouTube channels, and then that's mainly what I get recommended for the next 2 weeks. I mean, there'll still be some negative, sad shit thrown in there or whatever, but I can't control everything, and nobody can, and stuff like that. But anyway, so I seen that and it just hit, and I was like, my aunt, and then I was like, and then it was like, no, just Facebook. And then I got to thinking about how I've been talking about gang stalking in my previous videos. And I was just like, I wonder if anybody's ever said anything about Facebook and gang stalking and about how, it seems like it or how it feels like it or how this and how that. But then again, I know that, like I said, about the YouTube and stuff like that, and I know that Facebook has so many fucking dipshit permissions to do basically what the fuck ever they want to a degree. It's kind of disgusting. And YouTube and any place that you go for as far as social media and shit like that. But anyways, so I'm just like, well, whatever, and I'm just trying to not make it a big thing, and I don't even have to try to not make it a big thing in all honesty, because it's not, it's just like a catch of my own mind, like I catch myself thinking that. I catch that when I read that, I was like, ooh, my aunt, and it took me back, and I was like, no, I'm not going back, that was in the past. For as far as I know, she hasn't said anything about me when she came over this time. Fingers crossed. She was a good person, And, so I was like, no. But then, my mind kind of went, well, Facebook. Because there's been lots of other times that I've got on and something negative would pop up and it'd make me have this negative emotion, or this negative thinking of somebody else or some shit. So anyways, I got back on YouTube and I typed in Facebook and like gang stalking, and it pulled up this guy that has like a bunch of subscribers and he's got a channel and all this and everything. And he had this one video where he's talking about Facebook and gang stalking. And I mean, you just have to type it in yourself for it to pull it up, and you'd probably find him and stuff. But anyways, all I can say is I still don't believe gang stalking is a thing. I believe our human race is too dipshit, every damn one of us, self-absorbed, and just stupid as fuck to have time to come up with all this shit to be doing that. I just really do. I think they don't have, the majority of them don't have enough fucking time to actually do it. And I think it's getting closer to the end times, every day, even back, centuries ago, each day you're moving forward. You cannot stop forward progression. It's going to happen whether you want it to or not. And even though some people be like, yeah, see, and so that's the reason I'm saying that it's advanced and this and psychology and, and all this, artificial intelligence, because somebody wrote that, and stuff like this and, and all that. Yeah, that shit, artificial intelligence is a fucking thing. It legitimately is. Stalking is legitimately a fucking thing. Gang stalking, for as far as what a gang is technically, which it can be just a group of people that do the same thing and have the same target, and stalking is an actual thing that happens. And so to a degree, gang stalking can exist in the more normalized, hey, here's a bunch of people that fucking hate me, and they're all fucking related, or like I've talked about myself, like I sit here and I'm like, damn, wait, this person? Wait, that last name? Wait, how do you know? And then they're like, yeah, that's my, and I'm like, I asked you if you knew any, and all this lying and gossiping and just backtracking that shit and ass people are doing to a degree. And I'm just like, so y'all are basically all just gossiping about me behind my back, talking shit about me, and none of y'all care that I'm trying to build a relationship, away from you, like, I'm my own individual person, damn it. I deserve to be married to somebody that nobody in my family, knows. Or if they do, they don't have to know this person's life history until, well, they never have to, in all honesty. Like, I'm so sick and tired of shaking hands with people, meeting people, and being like, oh, this must be a new person, or this is somebody I've only seen once or twice at school or something like this. And then my parents are like, I know his grandfather and his granddad and his uncle and his aunt and his baby sister's cousin, and I just feel like I'm trapped in like a mix of Jerry Springer hillbilly hell up in here, and I'm just like, I just get really frustrated and really mad, and I'm just like, can I just move to a different state so that way when I meet somebody, I'm putting myself in a, if I move out of state, and this has always been my plan since I was like 5 years old, was to move out of state. But if I move out of state, then the chances of me meeting like a bunch of people, and say out of that 100% of people, 70% of them hopefully ain't going to know who the fuck my mom and dad is until I tell them. Until I tell them, inform them, give them names, and all that. Unfortunately here though, because everybody's lived here forever, it seems like, 70% of the people I bump into have heard of my dad, or they've heard of my mom, or they've heard of my grandmother, or they've heard of my sister, or they've heard of my cousins, or they've heard of, and I don't like that that just, I feel suffocated. I feel suffocated. I just don't want to feel suffocated. I want to feel like I can breathe. And my family takes it as a personal attack on them or a threat against the family and all kinds of shit. But anyways, and it's just like, no. It is okay for me to learn, different things that you don't know. And that's just like my parents. Oh my God, there's this fucking park around here that's been open for, I know, at least 12 fucking years. And it's a huge ass park. And it's got like everything inside of it, but you gotta drive in to see because it's just trees and the road and more trees. You don't see nothing. It's this big ass park that's been here forever. And when it opened, everybody was talking about how much fun they was having going out and socializing. And I'm like, hey, take me there. Hey, take me there for 4th of July. Hey, take me there for this and that. And they're like, no. And my dad's like, I think that's only for the cops and their families. And I'm like, if you look it up, it is even seen as one of our destinations here for people to go and enjoy and relax. It's a fucking park. Like, I got so mad. And so actually, like, what? It would have been 3 years ago, I think. I was like, me and my daughter are going to that fucking park to watch the fireworks for the 4th of July. I was like, so, you can do whatever, but we're getting there somehow. And they're like, well, we'll drive you, but we just ain't driving in the park. So they literally dropped us off outside of the park, and we had to walk like 2 miles into the fucking park. Or a mile at least. And my kid had the best fucking time. And I had a good time other than somebody stealing my damn camera. And then come to find out this is somebody that knows my kid's dad, and the way that they went about finding me, was kind of, it wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like, there's a better way to do that. Because they posted some of my pictures of me and my daughter and my niece online and said, does anybody know who these people are? But anyways, I don't know. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted just talking about it. I'm exhausted just talking about it because it stresses me out. And that's the thing is like, and like I said, it brings negative emotions. And so I was scrolling through Facebook and I seen that meme about the toys and Toy Story, and it just made me feel like shit. It just brought all this stress upon me, all this worry, and all this self-absorbed worry, in all honesty, but then again, not. Because it's like, I'm always waiting for my family to be better. And it's like, I swear to God, if I would have been holding my breath for it, I would have been dead 1,000 times plus right about now. Because my family just don't get better. They're concreted in to who they are, and they're going to stay that way. They don't care to grow and become a better person with each passing day, or even with each passing year. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing with you? Like, why do I keep being stuck around you? Like, at first I used to think maybe I'm supposed to help them be better, but holy shit, how? But anyways, sorry for spinning off and talking this long about all this other shit and everything. But anyways, so that's what happened. I looked at Facebook, I seen that, and I was like, and I got on this other guy's site, and I typed in on YouTube, like Facebook and gang stalking, like to see if anybody had made a video talking about it. This one guy has, and I was just like, and I watched it, and I was like, and I was just like, dang, and like, I feel so much compassion for him. And I heard some of the phrasings that he used for as far as, what was it? Anyways, it was just basic phrasing, like, even the way that I sign off at the end, take care, goodbye, and all that or whatever, and the way that he signed off on his video. And something else that was real basic, that he said, and I was just like, damn, I say that, and I was just like, do I feel compassion for him because I see myself in him, or do I feel compassion for him because I feel compassion for him? So I was asking myself kind of all these questions, and then I was like kind of piecing together a little bit more why people think that I'm like completely, shot the fuck out. And I'm not saying that this guy's shot the fuck out, but I'm saying that he's really hard. It's really hard for me to watch his video and agree with him. I don't agree with him. I don't hate him. I'm not mad at him. I don't think he's stupid. I don't think he's an idiot. I don't think nothing negative about him. I just think, well, if that's what you think's going on. Because what he thinks about himself and his life and his reality, it has nothing. Sorry, my battery's dying. But it has nothing to do with me. It's not affecting me directly. And see, that's the thing that most people have done, is they've taken everything and made it where it's constantly directing towards them. And then because they've done that, and especially like my parents and my grandparents' generation, that's just like me saying to my grandmother, I want to move away, and saying to my parents, I want to move away. I want to move out of state. They're taking it as me saying, I fucking hate you, and I hope you die, and I never want to see you again. And even though I've said that when I'm mad at them, I don't know if I've said it that angrily, but I've said different times, there's been like, I hate you because you took my kid from me, or I never want to see you again if you're going to do this to me. It's like there's always, I give context, or whatever. But I haven't even said that a lot to them, to their faces. Now I wrote them both a text message on my birthday, because they wished me a happy birthday, and I'm like, how the fuck is my birthday supposed to be happy when you took my only fucking kid from me? And then that's the thing, too. Even my attorney being like, well, we're not in court taking your kid from you because we're saying you're a bad parent. And I'm thinking, well, what the fuck is it supposed to relay? What's the message supposed to be? What, that I'm supposed to grow up? Oh, well, now you got me growing backwards. Thanks. I did have my own fucking apartment. I did have a job that I could get to by myself. I was just waiting on my tax money to come in so that way I could get a car. But now you got me back living with my grandmother, because you devastated the shit out of me by giving my one and only kid to my parents that raised me and neglected me emotionally, and my father was physically and just abusive as hell, and my mom's just a narcissist. And you gave them my kid. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But any damn ways. God. I don't know. It just amazes me, like, all this shit that's went on. How stupid it seems. And it's almost to the point of, why do I give energy to anything? Isn't it just easier to just kind of roll over and just be there? And to a degree, that's what I kind of have to do, because if I'm not going to sit here and overstress myself and run myself into the ground for any fucking body. Ain't going to happen. It may seem like it because I get there on the verge of it and I get really excited and angry and frustrated and get all worked up. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, whatever. Because I have internal peace. Not saying that others don't, but others handle it way differently than I do, and some are more apparently caught up in mental war, basically, than I am. Whatever, it's their stuff. But anyways, I don't know. I do know. It's not that I don't know, it's that I do know. The things I do know never matter to anybody. The things I don't know is all that matters to anybody. And then trying to tell myself that I still matter, even though the things that I know don't matter to anybody. I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. And like I said, it's like trying to figure out when you're looking too much inward and not looking outward. And that's just like my grandmother, me getting mad at her just today. Was it today? Yeah, me getting mad at her and irritated with her because I'm like, did you ever think about me? Like, did you ever think about me, like my emotions and if I'm upset, and I wonder how she feels. But no, instead, my grandmother thinks that she worries about my dogs not being fed because I lost custody of my daughter, to my parents, temporary custody, and, apparently, I guess I'm not going to feed, and that's the thing, too. And like I said, Jen has told me that it's a form of retardation. It's a form of something really bad wrong, to a degree. And it makes me wonder. But anyways, my grandmother has brought up like 5 times in the past week. Well, didn't you run out of dog food one day and feed your dog some rice? Yeah. I've ran out of dog food a lot. Not a lot, because if I say that, she's going to go 50% of the time, 20% of the time, where instead it's more like, no, I mean like 8% of the time. So, out of 365 days, what would that be? 8, 16, maybe like a month. But it's not a full month that I don't have dog food. Sometimes it would be. Did my dogs starve? No. Did my dogs go a day without eating? No. They ate. And I don't want people sitting there either and being like, oh, well, maybe it's because you didn't feed your kid or some shit. Because I know the negativity that these people want to attack me with. It's that I didn't eat. It's that I know that I'm over my expected weight. I have storage in my belly, in my arms, in my legs. I got fat. So I fix supper that night, and my dogs get my fucking hamburger. And I split my fucking hamburger in half, and I feed it to my dogs. Not to mention, I make them like 2-3 ham sandwiches. Or I make a thing of rice and put eggs and stuff in it and feed it to them. But there has never been a day that my dogs have went without eating. Now, they might have of their own free will, especially whenever I was feeding them like that for a while, feeding them rice and eggs and hamburger meat, and I tried to put them back on dog food, and they didn't eat for 2 damn days because they didn't want their dog food, because they wanted the rice and the eggs and the hamburger meat. And people might say, well, feeding them rice and eggs and hamburger meat is more expensive than dog food. Yeah, but when you can't get to the store and you got rice and eggs and hamburger meat, but you ain't got no fucking dog food, what you gonna do? So, you feed your fucking dogs. But anyways, so my grandmother harped on that, and I have a feeling that the reason that she's harping on it is her mind has went, these dogs have went without dog food before. She's a bad pet owner, and like, I gotta make sure they always have dog food every day. and just this constant. But maybe it's not that. I don't know, because I can't get inside. I can't penetrate their minds. And that's the thing with my whole family. I cannot understand their minds, not because I can't process the information, but because they don't care to put their wall down, or they don't even have a wall, because they don't even have their own consciousness in their mind of anything that they're doing. I don't know. That's just insane to me. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, because I didn't mean for it to be this long, and I've got sidetracked talking about a lot of different things. But mainly the whole reason, the first 5 minutes of this video or whatever, what is the most damaging thing in the world? It is hate. And what is the most healing thing in the world? It is love. End of subject. I don't give a shit who the fuck you are. It's the goddamn truth. And so when you sit there and you say something hateful, and you say something mean, or whatever, not hateful, but when you say something degrading or constructive criticism wise or any type of shit like that, or you say anything negative, does negative always mean hate? Or can negative be a good? Can it be positive? Like if I walk out and my fucking hair, which sometimes you don't tell it in the damn videos, but if I walk out and my fucking hair looks like it's got a fucking bird's nest in it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go to the mall and go shopping with somebody, the person can, else lovingly be like, yeah, okay, let's go, and just accept me. Or they can be loving and be like, well, how about you let me help you with your hair? And then I can be defensive and be like, my hair looks fine. And then be like, I don't really think so. And that's where people get butt hurt, and stuff. And it's just, people just got to understand. They got to try to understand more where people are coming from. And that is the thing about my fucking family, even. My fucking family thinks that if I sit here, okay, for instance, my mom, I don't think she might have told me like 2 or 3 times that she's hated me. But I guarantee you I've told her at least 10. Or not at least 10, but maybe about 10. So I've told her more that I've hated her. But logically, from anybody that stands anywhere dealing with being a parent and understands the logic of it and everything, and people that are honest, that's kind of normal. My mom's brain, though, tells her, for as far as I understand, that I told her I hated her. Huh. Fuck me. No. Now I'm a piece of shit. Now I'm crazy. Now I'm a disrespectful brat. Now I'm an asshole. Now I don't deserve to have my kid. Now I don't deserve to see my kid. Now I don't deserve to talk to my kid. Now I don't deserve to go to the fucking store when I need damn groceries. Now I don't deserve to go to the doctor when I need to go to the doctor. That's what it tells my mom. Because she's vengeful. And she's self-absorbed and mean like that. My kid told me she hated me for an hour one day. Do I sit here and think that something bad should happen to her because of it? Now, granted, I thought her phone should have been taken away from her for a little while. If she would have ran in a room and stomped her toe, I might have been like, see, serves you right. But am I going to intentionally do something to her? No, I'm not. Other than spank her, and that is obvious intent. But when your parent sits there and downgrades you and talks shit about you to everyone that they see and tells people, she told me she hates me, so I know she's got to go here, but I ain't going to take her. That is like low as fuck. I don't know. It's not that I hate my family, and it's not that I don't love my family. It is that my family does not love me. And they say that they do, and they think that they do, because they think the ways that they show love through, I'm living here with my grandmother. So, yep, check mark, she loves me. Guess what? I could live with Satan too. But that don't mean he loves me. Satan could feed my ass too. But that don't mean he loves me. Satan could hug me too. But that don't mean he loves me. Love is not something that is done, I guess, basically. Even though actions do speak louder than words. But is it an actual intentional feeling that you have towards somebody where you wish good upon them? Okay? Satan can feed me. Satan can clothe me. Satan can sit here and let me live with him. Satan can do all this materialistic, shit that I can see with my eyes. And this is why God, is like, I'm here, you just can't see me. Satan can do all this shit that my parents want to brag about. That even I've wanted to brag about. I've got caught and wrapped up into it too. But not as badly as my parents. Because I refuse to. But that's what kills me when they sit there and they get on this hoity-toity, I did this for you. But at the end of the day, what are their thoughts of me? And my grandmother just spoke purely today on it, that their thoughts are, oh God, she can't feed her dogs. Oh God, she can't. That's where the language of love exists. What do you think about the person when they're not around? What do you think about them when they're not around? And I'm not going to sit here and be on some hoity-toity, I'm better than you or higher than you shit. But to a degree, for as far as my fucking family, I guarantee you, I sit there and I think, I wonder if he is abusive to my sister. I wonder if he has hit my sister again. I know he slapped her once. I wonder if he did that shit again. I wonder how hard I'd have to hit him to knock his goddamn teeth out of his fucking head if I ever see him again. I wonder if she's doing okay. I wonder how the girls are. I wonder if they're having fun. Oh, this and told me that she stays in bed a lot. I wonder if she's okay. I wonder if she's sick. I wonder if she's pregnant and hiding it again. But I don't sit there and think, oh, I know she's pregnant. Oh, I know she's sick. Oh, I know that she's just some lazy piece of shit. I don't think that. Sometimes I do. But the majority of the time, what do I think? There's times I'm the one that has randomly called up my mother when I'm living away from home. Hey, Mom, I was just calling to see what you're doing. What you're up to. How you been? Did my mom do that to me? No, she didn't. She doesn't. Now, granted, for as far as outside of my immediate family, like, have I sat here and thought, I wonder how my aunts are doing on a regular basis, on a weekly or monthly basis? No. But, like, for instance, one of my aunts is sick with cancer. About every 3 months, I catch myself being like, I wonder if she's okay. I wonder if she's learning whatever lesson this is that it's supposed to be teaching her. I wonder if she'll just learn that lesson. Because I believe everything's a lesson, even my own shit. But I wonder if she ever learns that lesson before she dies, if her cancer will go away. And I just think stuff like that, and it's not out of hatefulness. It's not this vengeful, snooty, I'm better than you and let me stick my nose up high. And so that's like, and that's what I've been trying to get through to my fucking family too, basically, is the same damn shit that they preached to me. They preached to me when I was born. I was basically raised in a Baptist church to a degree when I was real little. You're supposed to put God first. Everything about God. Believe in Jesus. Oh, holy, this and that. And pray. And this and that. And and blah, blah, blah. And Yet we go home. And if we were praying, we'd get laughed at or mocked or made fun of. By my dad, usually. Not all the time. Did he do it every night? No. But there were certain times that you could be praying when you was an itty bitty girl and you fucking gown at the edge of your bed because you're scared of the boogeyman, or some shit like that. He come in, he see you kneeled down, he'd be like, "What the fuck you doing?" You're just like, "Praying before I go to bed?" Well, I don't see why. Hell, ain't nothing to pray about. Hell, shit's gonna happen regardless. I mean, and yet you're taking us to church. Do you hear yourself? And that's even my grandmother. "Oh, I believe in God. I believe in God." When do you ever trust in Him? "Oh, I worry all the time. I worry about you. I worry about money. I worry about this. I worry about your parents. I worry about how they're going to make it." Let them worry about them own damn selves. They're fucking adults. They have been for years now. And I've even had that discussion with her where I'm like, if you want somebody to worry about me more, please. Because nobody has seemed to worry that much about me. Sorry, I just kind of jabbed myself with my nail. But it's like, nobody's worried about me as much as you've worried about my own damn mom and dad. Worry about me that much. You worry about them losing their car. They got another one. Well, it's not that good. Well, who gives a shit? At least they got one. Hell, I ain't fucking had one. Well, you got people that take you around and help you out. You don't think they got people that take them around and help them out? What about my sister with her fucking car? What about the fucking neighbors that they've known for 25 fucking years? They can't help them out? But here's little old me, and I ain't even got a fucking friend from school anymore to a degree to help me out. Like, I literally don't. I don't stay in touch because every time I have, it's just falling apart. And it's not because of me, it's because my family. "Oh, I know, and I heard, and y'all went here, and y'all did that, and so told me that y'all went," and it just becomes this whole gossip mess. But it's just the hypocrisy of everything. At the end of the day, like, I get it so much. I get so much stuff dealing with so many people. I guess that's the reason, and that's the thing too. My grandmother always harps on my cousin Misty that died, okay? I had a cousin Misty. She was paranoid schizophrenic. She was bipolar. She had all these issues with her or what the hell ever. And that's the thing too. I'm to the point that mental health issues do not exist. I'm not saying that they actually don't, okay? I'm saying that is a box that somebody wanted to create, and they created it, and so in creating it, there it is, okay? That's just like somebody wanted to create a TV. Now, I'm not sitting here looking at a fucking TV and saying that it don't exist, but technically, it does and it don't at the same damn time. And if you can't understand that, then you are not spiritually enlightened at all, is the best way to word it. Because I don't know how else to word it, because I don't know how else to even find an example to explain it. Because that one's not a good one. I know it's not, but it's the only thing I can come up with right now. But anyways, if that's the case, okay, let me rephrase. And I gotta hurry because this is coming up on an hour, and I didn't mean to make this video this long. People sit there and they're like, and that's the thing too, is my grandmother should have been up an hour ago, so I guess she's just laying in bed awake listening to me talk. But, anyways, everybody harps on the Bible, for instance, and wants to use the Bible to their advantage. and the Bible was set in a certain time, and the Bible rules were this, that, and this. They were clear cut. Okay, the Bible doesn't say anything about TVs, but it does say about idolizing things, wasting your time basically, and all this. So my grandmother could sit here and attack, for instance, me being on the phone, and she's even attacked, she said, yeah, those phones are the worst things that anybody ever come out with, because all you do is sit there and this and that, and it's put a damper in relationships. Well, people said the same thing about TVs when televisions come out. Yet she watches TV. It's hypocrisy. And that's the reason, I guess, that I have the compassion that I do and everything. And like I was talking about my cousin Misty, my grandmother keeps bringing it up. And I think it's like a underhanded, like, well, you loved her and got along with her more than anybody in the family, and she was crazy, and so, two peas in a pod, you gotta be crazy too, because you hung out with her. Okay, so my grandmother's gonna go stay with her niece for a little while. Her niece, if we want to make some obvious judgments, has a ton of money to a degree, or not a ton, but more than us. She's richer than the rest of the damn family. She's, I don't know, like, I don't want to say anything that could come across as insulting. I don't know if she's a food addict, but then again, I know that my grandmother basically is. My grandmother's basically a fucking foodie. I feel like her niece or whatever tries to buy people, kinda, with love. Buy stuff for them to make them, love her until she thinks that you're not, I don't know, or something. Anyways. And so does my grandmother do. And so, yeah, there are those similarities. But at the same damn time, is my grandmother as young as her niece? No, she's not. Is she as tall as her? No, she's not. Or is their hair color the same? No, it's not. Is their eye color the same? I don't know. It might be, it might not. But just because you hang out with somebody does not mean that you are a carbon copy of them. And anybody with, that's even like, now my grandmother can sit here and agree that yes, identical twins are not fully identical. That they have different, because she was told that. But for some reason, she can't understand that I can hang out with my cousin, and I can like my cousin, who's now passed away, and that does not mean that I'm like my fucking cousin. And it's like mind-blowing that she can't understand that. Because if that's the case, then guess what? Satan hung out with God. And last I checked, they're two different people. They're two different entities. But then again, if you look at the big, huge picture of everything, then God and Satan are the same damn thing. And that is somebody that's coming, that's people that are, that everybody's talking about spiritual enlightenment and trying to get the world to wake up. And see that. Because why is God sending us to hell? Why is God doing all these bad things to us? Why did God allow this to happen? Okay, I don't know what God's beef is with Satan, other than he got mad at him. But if God is all controlling and all powerful, then why did he allow this spat with Satan? Who knows? Maybe he was bored. He was bored of knowing everything, and he done knew that this was going to happen. I don't know. I can't speak for God. I don't have that intellect. I don't have that knowledge. It's not my place to. I can't answer questions I can't fucking answer. But that's the thing, is I'll try to say something, to at least be honest and be like, I don't know. And then, I'll sit and I'll think about it. But my family don't seem to want to think about anything, except for worry about food and clothes and materialistic possessions or some shit. I don't know. Like, I just... Just because people hang out, just because of this and that, does not mean that they are the same. But then, in the big picture, like the circle of life, like the Lion King, you know, about the circle of life, it's all just a circle. And so in that's where I find my comfort, to not really be all high inside, even though I get high outside, you know, for as far as my external, you know, raising my voice and getting real passionate and everything. But for as far as my internal, I'm just stable. I'm just this thing. I'm just here. And I'm just like, well, you know, and I'm like, I wish I could wake people up to this and make them see. I'm not saying that it's going to be the better way. But the thing is if you never try, you never know. It's that guilt. And that's the thing. I know my grandmother, even though she's lived as long as she has, she ain't tried everything out there. Now, I'm not saying that she sat here and she's like, yeah, I want to try crack cocaine and heroin and, you know, and meth and, you know, and I want to, you know, call an escort out and I want to try everything. You know, I'm not saying she's wanting to do that. But I'm saying that I know that there's things that she wishes she would have tried that she fucking didn't. And I know that she wishes that she tried better at her relationships, because most everybody does. Most people wish that they tried and they made things work better with people, whether they admit to it or not. At the end of the day, most people wish that they tried, especially when people are dead and gone. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, because I've been talking for a full-on hour, and I was just going to start, you know, with the simple thing. But like I said, you know, the biggest thing, you know, that's the most damaging in the world is not people sit here and they're like, oh, it's a gun. Oh, it's, you know, it's mass weapons of war. It's this, it's that, you know. No, it's hate. And the most healing thing, and like I said, people will be like, doctors and medicine and this and that. No, it's love. That's all there is to it. But I'm going to end this video here. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. And I'm going to let you go, and I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye.